You are now entering the spoiler zone. The following podcast contains explicit plot details and pockets of profanity. You have been warned.
The Exton Moss Experiment. Adventures in Wine and Space with Simon Exton and Ken Moss.
Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to another edition of the Exton Moss Experiment. I'm Ken Moss.
I'm Simon Exton.
This time we are watching the first 6 episodes of the Pogles. The Pogles was the first 6 episodes of a series which would later go on to be known as Pogles Wood. Broadcast between 1965 and 1968 over 32 episodes and technically 3 series. These were written by Oliver Postgate and it falls very much into the sort of small films Peter Firmin stock that we've come to know and love from other things.
Yeah, almost but not quite right in that the 6 episodes of the Pogles were never part of the Pogles Wood strand. They're 2 separate series that have the same lead characters. And the reason that there's a difference between the 2 of them is because after the BBC in 1965 had shown the 6 episodes of the Pogles, there were so many complaints from outraged parents that it was never shown again. The Mr. and Mrs. Pogle character were retooled into Pogles Wood, which was much more family friendly. And we'll come on to the reasons for this being the small films video nasty when we do the episodes.
Before we get into this televisual nightmare, apparently, I think it's time for a drinky. It's time to get out the tonic screwdriver. This time we're on DNS Distillery Vara Gin. It's 40%, and the infobolic says, from our self-built distillery in the beautiful Orkney Islands, established in 2016 as a spirits distillery to produce gin, vodka, whiskey and liqueurs. We produce our truly unique products for your pleasure and sensory experience. We are proud that our handcrafted ethos flows throughout our entire process, from the original eye-catching lino-cut labels and creating our recipes to the distilling, bottling and label of our artisan drinks. Introducing Vara Gin, our Orkney pint gin, Vara meaning become spring in Old Norse. Each sip of Vara Gin takes you back to the springtime. Our Vara Gin is beautifully balanced blend of juniper and tarragon base notes, and with the sweetness of rose and vanilla, balanced by citrus notes and cardamom. That actually sounds like a billion other gins we've had, I'm afraid. However, first things first.
Oh.
Actually.
Interesting. It is very
rosy.
Foresty.
No, I'm getting the rose out of that. I feel so bad about this. Okay, take a nice deep sniff. Brute. Sort of old aftershave. Not quite Old Spice, but getting there.
It's not quite that nice.
Speedo's on. Dive in.
Still not sure what this reminds me of.
Oh my God, Old Spice.
I've never drunk Old Spice. I always imagine drinking aftershave having a very strong, pungent flavour, which this doesn't. It has quite a strong smell to it, but it doesn't have a strong flavour.
Oh, you're joking. Oh, it's certainly got an aftertaste.
It's got an aftertaste.
It's another one where you get a good, strong smell of it as you're tasting it. I think that's what colours the flavour. I've been a touch unkind, but I don't like it. There's a lot going on. That first taste is very aftershavey, but in fairness to them, I can taste the rose.
Very much in the background.
But at least it is in there. I don't know what that is because it's not tarragon, it's not rose or vanilla, not even... As a blend of flavours, we've had all of those before, and not in any sort of powerful, punchy cocktail. This has definitely got a lot going on. I'm just not sure I want to be invited to the party.
Whereas I think that this is a lot going on and it's more miss than hit, but what there is actually quite nice.
This is not for me. It's a 2, I'm afraid. What about you?
3. I'm kind of enjoying it, but at the same time, not so much that I want another one.
So glass in hand, it's time to descend into the undergallery here at Podcasting House and open up the Black Archive. Well, since we're watching kiddies' programmes, or so they're purporting to be, I'm going to rescue The Adventures of Twizzle. This was a children's TV series on ITV in 1957. The series follows a young boy named Twizzle and his companions on various adventures. Twizzle has the ability to extend his arms and legs. 52 episodes were filmed, all but one of which are lost, and that is the very first one, which was released on the Space Patrol DVD box set. And some of the episode titles do look exciting. Don't
Twizzle
they?
and the Naughty Breakdown Van. Futso gets a new tail. Twizzle is naughty.
Yes.
I've seen the one surviving episode, and I'm not distraught it's missing, frankly.
All their songs, which were entertaining time wasters, with Futso dreaming of herrings and kippers and creamy cream, after which he'd say purr, 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 meow, the latter loudly, and then the show would continue.
Well, that sounds shit. But, kids in the 1950s had different expectations.
Directed by Jerry Anderson, though, so a good basis for his future work. Wasn't Torchy the Battery Boy a few years after this? Wasn't that 58, 59? Because the very early stuff, I'm not familiar with Supercar and Fireball XL5. I don't know at all.
Fireball XL5 is a lot of fun.
Because that has been recoloured recently. They put that out on Blu-ray and they've recoloured the episodes, and I saw a trailer for it and it looks marvellous. You know what a sucker I am for recoloured stuff. Anyway, I've rattled on. What are you rescuing?
Well, I'm going to rescue something a little more in keeping with what we're watching. And bearing in mind that this is a small films, I'm going to rescue the missing episodes of Captain Pugwash.
I didn't know there were any missing. Oh, fill me in.
From Series 1, so 1957-58, episodes 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 are missing. And I think that's when it was voiced by Noel Coleman. Episode 4 from Series 2, 1958 are missing, and 2 episodes from Series 9, so 1965, The Haunted Reef and The Escape.
Well, you've surprised me on several levels there. 1, I didn't know any were missing, but 2, I didn't realise it dated back that far. I was just at the age where they'd stopped repeating Captain Pugwash, but I'd always got it in my head that it was 74, 75 these things were made. Clearly not. Because some of them were in colour, weren't they? I'm not making that up.
Yes, once it was getting to the latter part of the 60s.
Because I know it's fondly remembered, and it was subject to one of those false memory things in the early 90s about semen stains and masturbates, and how that ever gained traction, I don't know. It can only have gained traction with people that had never seen it.
Or people that sort of partly remembered it and go, oh yes, I remember that.
But yes, if you ever hear anyone tell that story, it is a lie. So here we are, queued up and ready, gin poured, snacks out, and it's time for 6 gloriously lovely little episodes. They're only 9 minutes long, these. The Pogles. Ron VT.
I expect you've often been for walks in the woods. Lots of you all together in the middle of the day, shouting and running about. Well, I'll tell you, you'll never see a Pogle that way. You have to get up very early in the morning, while there is still mist in the wood, and listen until you hear a hedgehog. Then you must watch this hedgehog and not let it out of your sight, because it's 10 to 1 that this hedgehog is going to call on a Pogle. And Pogles are very heavy sleepers and have to be woken up in the mornings. Otherwise they sleep all day, sometimes the next night as well. And of course this confuses them. So every Pogle's house has a bell outside the front door. All right, Master Hedgepig, we're awake now, thank you. Sleep well, Master Hedgepig. Pleasant dreams. Though what a hedgepig dreams about, I don't know.
The first episode of this was The Magic Bean, and it was transmitted on the 29th of July 1965.
I know too many people who use that phrase in an entirely different context.
Oh, Dr. Exton.
We'll leave it there.
Bloody hell. Well, that's going to change things for the future.
Well, one of my notes is that Mrs. Pogle looks permanently shocked.
Wife! Her name is not Mrs. Pogle, it's wife.
Yeah,
breakfast! Breakfast!
The show does start off charming, if horribly misogynistic.
Now, wife, don't you go to sleep again. Come on, it's time to get up, Mrs. Pogle.
Oh, Pogle, leave me be.
Come on now, it's time to get up and get my breakfast.
Oh, Pogle, it's hardly morning.
Come on, get up, you layabout, or I shall tip you out of bed.
No, Pogle, don't. Leave me be. Oh, Pogle! Oh! Not a bad morning. Here, come on, Pogle. I'll set the breakfast outside.
Set it where you will, wife, but set it soon. Pogle is hungry. Come on, Mrs. Pogle, where's my breakfast? Where's my bean cake and my mug of beechnut milk? Come on, breakfast, breakfast, breakfast.
Oh, don't you shout so, Pogle.
There's a lovely drop of beechnut milk.
It's how
And then
life
gets a
used
bit-
to be.
And then gets a bit proto-Lloyd Grossman with Who Lives in a House Like This, to which the answer is squatters, because it's a bit of a rat hole.
To put all this in context, the Pogles are two little characters that live in a wood, in a tree, and they have a
In a
little
rat hole.
garden.
A rat hole that has a safe for some not particularly obvious reason, other than plot later on.
You're going to be very cruel to this, aren't you?
I'm not. I actually really enjoyed this.
I
but
think this
I
was
am going to pick holes in
charming.
it. It's lovely and charming. In the first episode, they find a magic plant, which is a massive alcoholic drama queen. Before it will do anything to cooperate in the slightest, it demands bilberry wine and will do fuck all and pretend to faint until it gets its bilberry wine. They're enabling an alcoholic, and I'm not sure clinically I approve. And Mrs. Pogle in the first episode is largely a breakfast machine, both for Mr. Pogle and for that drama queen plant.
Breakfast? I want my breakfast. It wants its breakfast, wife. It's hungry.
I seem to do nothing but make meals.
Breakfast, I'm hungry.
Grown in no time, come from nowhere. And now it wants its breakfast.
Breakfast.
I swear I don't know what to do next.
Breakfast.
Bacon and eggs?
I shall wither and die if I don't have my breakfast.
Yes, dear, but what do you fancy?
I shall wither and die. I shall die.
Quick, Pogle, it's dying. Oh, we must give it something.
There's a jar of bilberry wine in the larder.
But that's the last jar we've got.
It doesn't matter. The poor plant is dying. Run.
In 9 minutes, they set up a lot of scene. And they paint a nice little picture of this husband and wife, little puppety things that live in a wood, and cutlery and crockery and things. They're made out of acorn husks and things. It's lovely. It's just stuff to fire the imagination of kiddies. And as a setup episode,
It's marvellous, and it's lovely,
bloody
and it's charming.
marvellous.
I've taken the piss out of it, and it doesn't really deserve it, although on some levels it kind of does. But it's beautiful, and it's of its time, and you just watch it and go,
It's all done on film, it's in black and white, but I think it would scream charm on celluloid if it was cleaned up and it was in colour and it would...
No. It is so beautifully of its time. Colour would wreck it. There are some things that you just want that whole warm blanket of black and white of its time about, and the Pogles is that writ large.
Oh, for somebody like you and me, I agree entirely. I'm
Well,
perfectly
who else
happy.
is going to watch it?
Right.
Do you
well,
think?
I think
do you
it would have
its
got...
original target audience of 4 to 6 year olds. 4 to 6 year olds now, you're going to get them to watch this for more than 30 seconds, even if it has ILM cleaning it up.
Right.
Ain't going to happen. The
think
people who are going to
you're
watch
being
this
a
and be
touch
charmed by it are
harsh
you and
here.
me.
Yes, I know. Well, it says the
Yeah.
men who've got Camberwick Green and Bagpuss DVDs on the shelf, among many
You say
others.
that like it's a bad thing.
I don't. It's not. It's a wonderful thing and charming and
Yeah.
perfectly normal for men in their 40s and 50s. However, this was never repeated. I don't even remember Pogles would. So if they were all made in black and white, I, as a child, missed out on this slice of small film stuff because it was in black and white. And by the time I was a kid, They weren't repeating black and white stuff. Whereas if it had
Which
been...
would have been an argument for colorising them, say, at the end of the 60s or the early 70s when colour was coming in. If that had been an option, then, yeah, not unreasonable. But now, the only people who are going to actually look at this are archive TV geeks. And this era of black and white just has a charm of its own. I wouldn't want it to be colorised. But if heathens like you do and somebody did it, then as long as I had the black and white to watch and watch it properly, then fair enough.
I think it's more a question of having these things restored, because there's certain elements of it that are...
Restoration, different story.
Yeah.
But I would want it
cleaned up.
restored to black and white, not restored and colorised, or not restored and only available as colorised.
And I never said that, and you're off. I've revved you up. You're off now down Pogles pathway. It was just a floating idea. I just thought if this was either done in colour or had been a little bit better restored, or the films were, I think it would have a wider audience, and I think it deserves a wider audience, because I know we're technically only on the first episode, but all 6 of these little tiny nuggets of beautifully made children's TV. The one thing I'll say about all of these, they're written well. It's what you expect from small films and Oliver Postgate and Peter Firmin. There is a beautiful charm and there's effort gone into it. The stories are good. There's a warmth in the narration. And they're just little snippety things with that cutesy music and a cutesy setting. And maybe later on in this particular series, it goes a little less cutesy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there is a cat in hell's chance of any wider audience. No matter
not
what
now,
you were to do
no.
for this.
No.
Yeah. And we're talking about now. Restoration, tidying up the prints, yeah, absolutely. But no, keep it black and white. And anybody who's not going to appreciate the charm of it in black and white isn't going to appreciate the charm of it. Shall we move on to episode 2?
We should. A Silver Crown from the 5th of August, 1965.
You fairies, do go home now. 'Tis morning time. Time all good fairies was in bed and asleep. Go on now, shoo, shoo, you flighty fly-by-nights. Give us a chance to get a bit of sleep before dinner time.
First note, the Pogles are lazy shits because they can't be asked to get out of bed.
Oh, they're having a
can't-
lie-in.
I can't say I blame them, but it's not exactly what you expect farming folk to do. I work in a sort of semi-rural area. I deal with farmers. They're not lazy. The Pogles are, and they nick other people's milk. Can't remember which episode that happens in, but it's, to quote Doctor Who, communism in action. To quote the Conservative Party, thieving bastards.
Is that a quote or a label?
Little from column A, little from column B. The Silver Crown is where the next major character turns up, which is a baby. And, of course, the baby ends up being entirely Mrs. Pogle's responsibility. Because
Wife?
What would Mr. Pogle know about raising a baby? I mean, presumably, what would Mrs. Pogle know about raising a baby if she hadn't had any of her own? And then a crown turns up. Crown. What's that for, then? How stupid are they? Who doesn't know that a crown goes on your head? Simple country folk takes an entirely new meaning at that point.
Poor Pogles. They're minding their own business in the little rat hole, as you put it, or tree stump, as I prefer to think of it.
To be fair, they're minding their own business, and then a magic drama queen plant turns up, and then
A baby
random
turns up
baby.
and a crown turns up, and then...
Yeah, so it's wrecking their Sunday lie-in.
Yes. And I'd be fairly hacked off.
And so they decide to put the crown in the safe, which is the first intelligent thing any of them have done. Why do they have a safe? Because it doesn't have anything in it, unless they had somebody who had actual valuables before them.
Well, they might have been very successful farmers.
But they're not farmers, they just go around nicking things. And,
Vultures.
and their house is, it's charming in a sort of proto-Womble style, but there's not really anything that you'd want to lock away in a safe until they randomly find this crown.
Yeah.
And then episode 3 is the point where this charming, if slightly odd, series suddenly takes a really dark turn, and the baby that they've just been poddling about with gets kidnapped by a pointy-nosed witch. And you can tell when a witch is a bad witch because they've got a pointy nose.
Obviously.
Oh, there we are. There you are, well. Now, if you'll excuse me, ma'am. Oh, thank you, kind sir.
Thank you, and blessings on you, kind sir. Thank you, kind sir.
I was having this discussion recently. Have you noticed how it's always a bad witch and a wicked stepmother? Most of the antagonists in fairy tales and stuff like this are women. Almost all princesses are orphans, or they've got at least one parent missing, usually the mother.
Yes, and it's because historically women trying to take any kind of agency is seen as a bad thing.
Well, in episode 4, A Flower for Wishes, oh dear.
Yes, and this is the particular episode that got it banned. This is the dark and kitty scaring episode because the witch captures the Pogles in
wicker baskets.
Nicely done little woven baskets. And Mrs. Pogle has a flower from the drama queen plant that enables her to get a couple of wishes. And one of them is to go to where Mr. Pogle is because he's been disappeared and is with the witch. So she goes there. And then with her next wish, she wishes the witch to be burnt. So there's all this screaming and flames and everything, and the witch gets burnt alive.
Tell me, Pogle, tell me where the crown is hid.
Well, I don't rightly remember.
Now, I don't fancy being a frog. I shall have the other wish now, I think. Hold tight, Pogle. Witch, hear me. By this flower, I wish you into a bonfire of twigs, all alight and burning. Now! There!
There's no redemption within the episode or anything. It's just, there you go, you're a bad un, we'll set fire to you. Off you fuck.
Mind you, if I'd just been rattled left and right, over and over in a wicker basket every time the witch got a bit tetchy, I'd probably want to set on fire as well.
Yes, but you're not writing a program that is supposed to entertain 4 or 5-year-old kiddies.
They'll get over it. It's not Raiders of the Lost Ark opening the Covenant scene. Now that would have been entertaining.
Pogles of the Lost Ark.
Oh, stand by with the waxen hairdryers.
Wife, I've found the 3rd Saxon crown. There's somebody following me. I know that's not Raiders of the Lost Ark, but you presumably get the reference.
I get the reference. I'm just not convinced that this was as horrific as it's being made out to be.
You think about the kids' programs that were around at the time. This is kind of a different order of magnitude. Okay, nobody's going to worry too much about it now. But, you know, if Peppa Pig's mum had gone round barbecuing the school teacher, probably wouldn't have been looked at too well.
Yes, but in context, it's all in this magical world, and kiddies should be used to every magical fairy story ends badly. They're never particularly nice deaths. It's all horrific accidents, particularly if you read the original versions, not the bloody Disney-fied versions.
Oh, God, the Brothers Grimm were very, very well named.
They were. But the other thing is, the witch pops back into existence a couple of minutes later, so it's not a very good burning to death. So she is alive again by the end of the episode.
Have you spent much time with 4 or 5-year-olds and their attention span?
Not if I can help it. There's a reason I've never had children. I'd be a terrible father. I'd be sitting getting them to learn quantum theory before they were preschool. It'll stand you in good stead for later life.
Yes, lesson 1, children, the cat is a load of shite.
Anyway, episode 5, The Singing Bird.
It was her, all right. That little bird picked up the jug and flew up in the air with it and dropped it on the stone. And when it smashed, there she was, shrieking.
Oh, Pogle, I'm frightened. We're so alone.
No, we aren't alone, wife. That bird was looking after us.
Yes, but now it's flown away and left us, and we still haven't anything to feed the baby with.
And we get a base under siege episode. Because that's exactly what this is. It's as beautiful and as charming as everything else, but it's a base under siege. The Pogles are trapped in their house by the witch, who's got a bit of a paddy on.
Yeah, a bit singed.
Bit singed, not happy, and wants her hat. Well, it's not her hat. That's basically the whole of episode 5, and it is wonderful.
It is. But you can see the fear on the Pogle's face now that they've burned this thing alive. And she's still not dead.
Yes.
The wishing flower hasn't worked.
But episode 6 comes along, and hey presto, as if by magic, they are rescued by Julian Clary and the Cottingley Fairies.
Old King of Fairyland! How fares your son? He is safe in Pogles' hands, and Pogle has turned the Hag of Night into a nothing. That was well done, Pogle. So all is well. So all is well, Plant. All well, Pogles. All well, fairies. Let us be merry. Plant, a dance.
Yes, The King of the Fairies from the 2nd of September 1965. It's off its head, but I bloody loved this.
It is wonderful. I can understand why parents were upset about it. I can understand why it didn't get another showing. But it is wonderful and charming. And even in the mid-60s, I suspect the Pogles were little slices of yesteryear.
Yes. Because they're a bit Sam Seeley, isn't he, Mr. Pogle? Wife! Quiet, woman! Get my breakfast!
Yeah, I think if Sam Seeley had treated Mrs. Seeley the way Mr. Pogle treats Mrs. Pogle, he'd be wearing a coal scuttle.
Yeah, a big N first. I adored this, I've got to be honest. I really, really loved it.
Realistically, there isn't a bad small films. They are just so wonderful and charming and of their time from before their time. I think they were probably had that real quaint, old-fashioned feeling to them, even at the time they were being put out. They're 6 9-minute segments of joy.
And it's an overarching story. I'm just reading on the Oracle about the sequel series, Pogles Wood, which were the 26
that was more
episodes.
episode by episode rather than...
which I've not seen any of. They were 15 minutes long as part of the Watch with Mother Strand. And it was all centred around countryside life.
And isn't there a squirrel or something?
Pippin and Tog typically find an object and take it back to the storytelling plant, who brings it to life in a precursor of Bagpuss.
Pippin, I think, isn't that child of Pogles? And Tog is the squirrely thing.
Not a clue. Oh, Pippin was the squirrel in The Adventures of Henrietta Hedgehog. Yeah, that was a Marks and Spencer's book series that I had when I was a kid. They stopped being repeated in 1973 as children's TV finally moved over fully to a colour service. So there we go.
And we can do some Pogles Wood at some point because I've got some of those episodes around. They don't have the kind of raw charm that the Pogles has. It's a bit like the first series of Nog in the Nog before they got properly commissioned and extra money and were able to put extra voices in. It just has a kind of coziness to it.
And that's true, I think, of all the small film stuff.
So, swinging back to Pogles Wood.
Yes.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I think this is charming. I think it's a damn shame that this 6-part series hasn't had a wider audience. It never got repeated. It has been released on DVD, although they're damnably expensive. Because I don't actually want to buy a proper version. I've got files. But it would have been nice to have an actual proper version of this.
The Pogles, Pogles Wood, Pogles Choice and Pogles End is the Pogles Wood collection and is 50 quid all told. The company that you can get all of these things through is the Dragons Friendly Society, which is basically run by the fan club of small films. And they're closing down their shop because DVDs, nobody really uses them anymore.
But yes, I loved this. I absolutely adored it. Unashamedly, I think that children's TV of this era, of this style, particularly all this stop-motion stuff, so Camberwick Green trumped and all that, I love all that. It's a definite win from me. I loved this. You?
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And we should do some more small film stuff that's more than just a few minutes on a kids' TV episode.
So at this point, it's time to welcome some guests. It's the boys from the Peggy Mount Calamity Hour who've watched one of these along with us. Gentlemen, reveal yourselves. Who are you?
Hello, I'm Dr. Velvet from the Peggy Mount Calamity Hour.
And I am Blackout, also from the Peggy Mount Calamity Hour.
And you two fine gentlemen have done us the honour of picking an episode and watching it and you're about to give us your thoughts. Which episode of the Pogles have you watched?
We have watched episode 4, A Flower for Wishes.
Oh, marvellous, the controversial one.
Well, apparently so. We can get into that.
Well, it's the one that got all the complaints.
We'll get into that. I don't see it, but there we go.
You see, I'm with you, Blackout. I personally don't think it's that bad. But Dr. Exton, why is it a little bit more controversial?
Because the poor little kiddywinks were terrified about the fact that the witch was burnt to death. And it's not debatable that this is the controversial episode because it's the one that had all the complaints. You might not see a reason behind it, but that doesn't alter the fact that it's controversial.
I'm aware that it would have been a very different time. And when we first get that shot of the witch just kind of standing in the cave, staring out, that's kind of unnerving. But after that, I'm like, nah, Fenella out of Cholton and the Wheelies is worse than this.
Was she ever burnt to death?
Yeah, but all the...
In the film...
Should we have covered the plot? I feel like we're, like, leaping in here.
Yeah. Well, we start off, don't we? Wife has gone nuts because she's talking to the... Wife! I can't get over this.
That is the character name, Wife.
Wife. Can't get over this.
I have got a summary written if you want me to do the plot.
Do it.
Yeah, knock it out.
Right. So one day, this follows on from the previous episode, that's fine. Wife Pogle wonders where Man Pogle and their adopted baby have gone. The flower outside makes her a magic flower that'll give her 2 wishes. She uses one to be transported to him. He's imprisoned in a wicker cage by a witch. The wife lips up the witch and gets imprisoned as well. The witch wants this crown. Wife Pogle basically tells her to fuck off and uses her second wish to burn the witch to ashes. Man Pogle breaks the cage. The ashes have disappeared. The pair go home. The house has been ransacked, but the crown is still there. It ends. That takes 10 minutes.
There's all kinds going on here. I tell you what, I love the set. I think the set where their little Pogle house is charming.
Okay.
Yeah. The plant, when it's talking to wife, it sounds to me like he's had his baby bio mixed with gin there, man, because he's slurring like a bastard.
Well, they wake it up by feeding it wine.
Yeah. And he's just calling everybody a witch. They're a witch, them. They're going to turn you into a frog and that. Pissed and calling everybody a bastard. There's Plant. Yeah.
Would it be someone you'd see on Tyneside with a bottle of Nuki Brown wrapped in brown paper looking for a fight?
I've seen worse down on the quayside on a Friday night, definitely.
Yes. And they don't wrap the bottles in brown paper. They drink from the bottle quite proudly and openly.
Yes, oh God, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, when she burns the witch, I'm like, well, 1, the witch was asking for that. 2, I'm thinking all the witch has really done is threaten 2 characters who I don't particularly like. I don't think kids were watching the Pogles going, this couple are really appealing to, they're my sort of demographic. No, they're just a middle-aged couple who bicker all the time.
And don't
so
they
yeah,
though?
when she gets burnt, she's got that coming to her, and that's effectively punishing the bad character. I don't think that's too bad. If one of the Pogles got burnt by the witch, that I could see, send some complaints in for that. But I'm like, whatever, apart from anything else. Oh, the ashes have gone. Right, she's not dead, is she? This is like Marvel all over again.
Yeah.
Well, she just popped back at the end of the episode and they say, well, we've burned her and we've done this, that and the other to her and she's still here.
Then they wish her into nothingness and she disappears into nothingness. So they do actually offer in the end. But that wasn't the controversial bit. It was the burning with fire that was the thing that got little Kiddywinks all upset.
Well, they want to sort themselves out because...
yeah, I don't think Kiddywinks should be rooting for the witch, quite honestly.
even though, Blackout, in our gothic disposition years ago, we would have been doing that.
What, burning witches?
No, rooting for the witch.
Oh, right.
No, we'd have been on the side of the witch. The witch, as she appears, an amalgamation of a plague doctor and the Kayak from Doctor Who's Stones of Blood story. And there's a little bit of Emperor Palpatine in there as well, I will say.
But, well, apart from anything else, where they're just like, oh, yeah, the witch has disappeared. Oh, has she disappeared? Is she coming back? Peter Furman sticks his head around the corner and goes, I didn't make that for one episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't sweat over the sewing table. I haven't made this bag of rags for one episode, mine, so you'll bring it back. Get on that typewriter. Bring her back. She's iconic.
Well, the Pogles did come back with Pogles Wood, which was something that was a bit twee, and was repeated in the normal run of sort of small films thing. But the original 6 episodes of the Pogles was never repeated.
No.
Right.
Because of the witch burning.
Okay.
Yes. In fact, it's dubbed Pogles Wouldn't. Yeah.
I just don't think it's as terrible as it's made out to be.
Murder on the Moon?
I suspect that... No, Murder on the Moon is as terrible as it's made out to be. As with a lot of things that are complained about, I suspect it's the parents that are doing the complaining rather than the children. The children are lapping it up. More of this, please.
Oh, hell yes.
Next week, can we see her beaten to death with a claw hammer? That would be even better.
Do you know what I mean?
The parents, on the other hand...
I mean, apart from anything else, those cages only go down over the Pogles. They don't go underneath them as well. All they had to do was just flip them over to escape.
But then we would have been spared the rattling sequences.
Why, man? I've managed to break the cage apart. What, like you could have done 8 minutes ago, Pogle? Well done. That's you testing the bounds of your prison, isn't it?
I'll tell you what we haven't even discussed yet, and this is beautiful. When Mrs. Pogle, when wife makes a wish and she's transported to where her husband is, somebody on that production team has taken great delight in holding that puppet and throwing it the fucking length of the field as far as they could. Who a woman.
No, they're like, Furman, is there enough left in the budget for a trebuchet?
They've put a half brick in the puppet and launched it, hoping that it's going to land in a field of shit.
It's such a shame that you haven't had time to watch the others, because it starts off...
I've watched them all. I didn't take notes on them all, but I have watched all 6 episodes.
And I still intend to. Yes, I must.
All the man Pogle does is demand shit from his wife all the time. Now, it's a sad sign that when she sees that he's trapped in a cage, the first thing she doesn't think is, at last, some peace and fucking quiet. My next wish is to go the fuck home again and let him deal with his own stupidity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wife! Breakfast! Breakfast! Wife!
See? Every day.
Banging on the floorboards as hard as he can. Wife! Let me breakfast!
Mind, after this,
She's on the
Wife
shit house.
Pogle... Wife Pogle is now the Witchfinder General. This does not set a good precedent for future episodes. Her just steaming into a village and incinerating the first woman who disagrees with her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole thing starts off as kind of a pilot for Through the Keyhole, doesn't it? Because it's all who lives in a house like this.
It is a bit.
Squatters. That's who live in a house like that.
That set's beautiful, though. It really is. I love that house. I mean, I loved the house until, as we see at the end of this episode, it gets kicked to shit.
Yes.
But, yeah, I like it. Very cute.
Why is the crown still there? Could the witch not have used magic to find the magic crown?
And they have a safe. Why do squatters have a safe?
Yeah. I mean, certainly, how can they open it? I can picture it if it was there from, like, the previous owners and it was still locked and they couldn't get in. But, yeah, apparently they've got the combination to it and everything. Insane.
From a technical point of view, I think this is screaming for a clean-up and a colorisation and foisting on...
Clean-up, yes. Colorisation, no.
Yes. I want this foisted on a new generation. I think I've got a real love for the Smallville stuff. I think that it's just got a charm that is lost now.
Do it as it is, but just colorise the fire. Whenever anyone gets burnt. I really want to put into CGI in some proper smoke and have some screaming over the top as well. I really want to feel the heat.
I'm with you there.
What, sort of a la Raiders of the Lost Ark, CGI it?
Yes.
Really terrify the
Yeah,
children.
yes, let's see the witch's face melting, properly melting in the fire.
Oh, yeah, they could do the prop with the witch's face in wax. Mint.
And then she goes around the house and opens the safe, thinking it's a safe. It's not. It's the Ark of the Covenant, and she gets melted again.
Yes, yes. Witch has no luck. Good God. No, not colorised. No. Let's leave as is. You colorise this, and I'll tell you what, that's the equivalent of the Munsters today. No.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
God, no.
That reaction tells us all. Yeah.
No.
So we completely
the
reboot
monsters.
it and we call it the Pogles today. I'm with you.
Oh, actually, that'll work. The Pogles today, but they adopt a flump. How would the flumps and the Pogles get on? I reckon there's fucking riots.
I think the Flumps would be a good 6 to 8 inches bigger than the Pogles, they'd be able to kick the shit out of them.
That's right.
Having said that, at the end of episode 6, the Flumps do get rescued by Julian Clary and the Cottingley Fairies, so that might work quite well in colour. And
There you go.
Cool.
would be able to crap all over the Flumps.
There you are.
Excellent.
I'd wear the witch as a hat. I'd rip our ribcage out and wear it as a hat.
Ooh. I like how one of the 4 people here has gone, do we think they should be revisited? And the Peggy Man Calamity Hour has gone, yes, let's make it more traumatic.
Yeah. Gosh. I enjoyed
let's
this.
remake this, but make it unbroadcastable. That'd be nice.
Yes. No, I enjoyed this, the Pogles. It was all right, that.
Well, I know, Dr. Velvet, that you've only seen a snapshot of this.
Indeed.
So it'd be unfair to ask you sort of to give pegs on the line.
Oh, I'll give it 9.
Really?
I have 9 pegs. A witch on fire? Let's crack on.
See, I am firmly in the 9 pegs camp myself. I think this is glorious children's TV and should really have been seen by a much wider audience than it was. But Blackout, I know you've seen the full thing.
This is an animated Terry and June, but without the jokes. I'm not asked by this. 4 out of 9.
Oh, utter nonsense. Utter nonsense.
Oh, mate.
What's happening here?
And
again, I didn't actively dislike it. I'm just like, I'm not getting it. I'm not feeling it.
And Dr. Exton.
Oh, it's lovely. It's so charming, and it's got an utter drama queen as an animated plant that's borderline alcoholic. They set fire to the bad guys. There's even episode 5, which is a whole base under siege episode. What's not to love? 9.
See?
Yeah, there we go.
People talking to plants and then going round and setting fire to people in the streets. This could be Sunderland.
Or King Charles.
Oh, my God.
To the tower.
Yeah.
And on that treasonous note, boys and girls, we shall wave.
Hang on. Mr. Moss, was that an anti-royal comment?
No, it wasn't. It was a pithy observation.
Mine wasn't an anti-Sunderland comment either, I hasten to add. I like Sunderland, mate.
You found your wheel nuts.
So I'm there 3 days a week, so I have to say that. No, I do genuinely like Sunderland. I have to put that on record. There we are. It's a nice place.
On that note, we shall sign off. Thank you very much, boys and girls, for listening. If you've not seen the Pogles, it is out there on the Tube and various other sites. It is out there ruinously expensive on DVD. But no, I think it's certainly one to recommend. A nice slice of mid-60s kiddies TV. Until next time, thank you for listening. Thank you to the Peggy Mount Boys for joining us. Where can we find you, boys?
We can be found at peggymountpod.com.
Splendid. And we'd both heartily recommend it. Go and find something fun to watch, boys and girls. We'll see you next time. Ta-ta.
Bye now.
Bye.
Wife, where's me breakfast?
The Exton Moss experiment featured Simon Exton and Ken Moss. All featured soundtracks are the property of their respective producers, and no infringement of copyright is intended. Title music was performed by the BBC Symphony Orchestra, and the programme was produced by Maverick Productions. For more information, please visit maverickproductionsuk.blogspot.com or find us on social media.